Hello everyone, welcome in this new mini mastermind class. So today will be a bit different. I've been talking yesterday about consciousness and I really wanted to extend and expand that topic and talk about it a little bit more because it is something that really deserves more of our attention and time. So here's the thing. Consciousness rhymes with awareness. Also means awareness. Awareness the best. All the words just slipped through my mind, so I don't remember them all. But you cannot be fully conscious when you rush around, when you're so focused on everything you have to do, and when you are so stressed out with everything that hasn't been done yet. When you are expecting so much from your life, from everything you put in motion, from all of your efforts. And I know that by experience, when you set yourself some goals and you really want to achieve them, you just somehow end up planning it and ticking all the cases, all the list, all the dots. And you really are pushing yourself in order to achieve those. And here's when you stop enjoying it. You stop having fun. You are really focused on achieving this thing. It became the center of your attention, achieving it, rather than enjoying the process, enjoying the journey to get there. And I believe this changed everything. This moment where you shift from a place of, oh my God, that would be so great if I could achieve that, to, oh my God, what else could I do? What did I forget to do today in order to achieve this? You can feel that the energy and the feelings, the emotions behind are not the same. And therefore, obviously, you won't be achieving the same thing. Can you get me here? If you are pursuing a dream just for the sake of pursuing it, or if you are pursuing a dream because why not, and that would be nice, and anyway I'm really enjoying working on it, you won't feel the same, and you will certainly not feel the same once it is achieved. If you are focused on achieving your goal, I really mean that, if your focus is on achieving this goal, then once it will be achieved, you won't feel satisfied, you won't feel that happy. You will already be looking for, hello, anyone who's joining us, let me know you're here. You won't be fully enjoying the achieved goal because your mind will already be looking for the next one. Your mind will already be seeking your next adventure, your next mission, your next goal, your next achievement. Whereas if you are enjoying it, enjoying the journey to get there, once you get there, you're just already happy. It's just another nice thing happening to you. And then you can start either take a little time to enjoy that and do nothing, Or if your desire tells you to do something else, you can do it, but you always feel happy and relaxed. And I really, really insist on those feelings and on these intentions, because this changes everything. It changed it all. I mean, if you look at everything that has been happening on Earth since 1,000 years, great things often happen, I wouldn't dare to say by accident, but when people truly enjoy doing it. And not so great things happen when people just force themselves doing it. Or they thought it would be a great idea and at the end it wasn't. So the intention behind would really be the next level for all of us. Would really be the next step we can take in order for us as human beings to add more meaning and more sense to our lives. If we start acting and being conscious, not self-conscious, but just conscious of what we're doing and why we're doing it, I believe everything else will fall into place. We will obviously do great things, because the reason why would be a good reason, because when you are aware of the reason why you're doing it, if you are 100% honest with yourself and you are aware of why you're doing the things, most of the time you're not doing, well, you won't keep doing things if it is not for a good reason. Once you are aware of the reason why you're doing it, you will drop everything that's actually not a good why, not a good reason. We don't really want to do things that are not for the good reasons. We're not. I truly, truly believe that as human beings, we like to do things for good reasons. And that starts, like, consciousness is really such a deep topic. We can really, really talk about it for hours. So I'm going to try to make it clear for you. So many people, so many books, so many videos and audios has been made about ego, about soul, about spirit, about mind, all of that. And there are great things that have been said. But if we want to make it clearer, I would say you can take a step back, usually through meditation or any mindful activity. Take a step back and really watch yourself, witness yourself. You can witness your thoughts, your desire, your needs, your wants. You can witness that there is something that want to please. You can witness that there is something that need to be listened to. There's something within you that want to express itself. You can witness that they don't always match. You are not always doing, talking, speaking, acting in alignment with yourself. And you can witness that you are repeating history. You are using excuses, and why not good reasons, to hide behind what happened to you, to hide behind the traditions, to hide behind conventions, to hide behind everything that everybody's already doing. Like, I mean, if everybody's going to work 9 to 5, why not you? Why wouldn't you feel guilty of being unemployed? You can feel all that. Unemployment is a good example. For instance, you can feel guilty because you stay home when other people are going to work. You can feel unuseful because you are not doing something, you're not helping people. You can feel that you are distancing and separating yourself from society and from your friends, and you don't have the same story to share. You're not really in the group anymore. And also you can feel so scared because for the first time in your life, you have just plenty of time to spend with yourself and nobody else. And that feels really scary. That's something really, really scary. Because at this moment, you can't avoid everything that you've been avoiding so far. You can't avoid them anymore. You have to face it. You have to face the truth and the lies that you've been telling yourself for so long. You are somehow forced to be authentic with yourself because you cannot avoid yourself, and you will feel so bad because you have to face it and you don't want to, and you just feel so bad about that. You just feel like, I don't want that. Please, let me do something so I can avoid it. And this moment is a moment of consciousness. This moment is a moment of self-awareness. It is the moment where you start, it happens, for instance, it can happen to you if you're unemployed, but it can happen to you for any other reason. This moment when you start facing yourself, spending time with yourself, when you start witnessing, hey, who you really are, hey, and hi. So you can use all the mindful activities that have flourished so far. You can use all the books, the self-help books that have been written so far. There's really plenty of things to start increasing this self-awareness and raising this self-awareness. Because when you start doing that, you can start being clearer about yourself and about the stories you are repeating, about the stories you're telling yourself. And you can change that. You can change the whole story. You can change your belief just like that. Just because it is a matter of will and need, just because you can just start wanting something different. I think the want is just the whole thing. I mean, you just create your reality based on what you think. So as long as you start thinking something else, you can start changing your whole reality. You know what they say? They say, like, your thoughts create your belief create your habits, and your habits create your life. Something like that, along those lines. And that's entirely true. There is a great writer, author called Miguel Ruiz, who wrote The Four Toltec Agreements. But he also wrote The Voice of Knowledge, and this is really an amazing book. It's a book where you realize and acknowledge the story you're telling yourself and the story you're repeating, and this moment when you can choose to change that, to change the whole story. So you can consciously choose that. It is in your power to just consciously change every single belief you have, because they just set you free. as long as you keep believing in something that's not entirely you, or that is not making you happy, but if you be raised with this belief, or if experience taught you this belief, then you might want to keep it for a while. But when you realize that it is not making you happy anymore, and you want to change that because you are not aware of that, you can start with the next thoughts, the next different thought. Something maybe not so different, you've got to start somewhere, baby steps, but the first different thought would make the whole difference. So you can start with a new belief. For instance, if you've believed your whole life that you're not able to be in a group because you are either acting like a tyrant or you are completely giving up on your own power and being forced to do whatever the group wants to do, like you're really forgetting yourself in a group. So you know that you are not good in group and you want to avoid groups because you don't know how to act, and you just assume with time that it is not your thing. Groups are not your thing. And I talk by experience. This happened to me. I really had so many experiences where I just wasn't good in group. I just wasn't. Like 1-2 people, yes, but more than 2, I was like, that's awful. I don't know what to do. I am losing my power in this idea, or I am just acting like an awful leader. So no, thank you. I will avoid group at all costs. And when I start on this path of self-development and self-awareness, well, through all the readings, all the videos, I came to realize that yes, it was just a story, or just something that happened. That was true, yes, I wasn't good in that group, but it doesn't mean it could become a general truth. It was just something that happened a few times over the years. Repetitively, yes. But just because I couldn't handle it, that didn't mean that I wasn't good at it. You can consider everything that's happening to you as something that you are learning. Imagine yourself if you tried riding a bike for the first time ever when you were a kid and you just fell because, well, you don't know how to do that. And and then you just tell yourself, okay, I'm not good at it. Let's just drop it. Really, I'm not good at it, so I won't ride bike ever because look at it, I just fell, I'm not good at it. And you can laugh at that, but we are doing it every time for every single situation as an adult. We just assume that because we didn't succeed to do one thing, one time, that means that we're not good at it. And that's just simply not true. That just because it just means that we need to learn how to do that. We need to practice it. We just need to spend time training in order to be able to do that thing. And yes, there is some things that you know how to do because, just because you're good at it naturally. They come to you naturally. But there are plenty of other things that you need to train for because before you can say, yes, you're good at it or not, you're not good at it. And everything's just a matter of practice and training. So anything in your life, you can list it if you want, anything in your life that is that you consider not your talent, not something you should do because you're not good at it, well, list it and then ask yourself, is that true? Did I try it like many times and always failed? I mean, hundreds times and it always failed. Or did I just try it 2 or 3 times and it failed? That changed everything. And then you can ask yourself, how could I train for that? Like baby steps. Like imagine you are learning to ride a bike. You want maybe to start learning with some easy bike, and then you can add more difficulties and start with adult bikes. Or if you start learning how to swim, you start learning with props, and then you just remove the props and you try without. And if you're still drawing, then you go back to the props and keep learning and try again. This is how you do. So with your situations, with everything that are something preventing you from doing things, from expressing who you are, from being happy. Like if you really wish you could be able to spend time in a group of friends without forgetting about yourself, what could you do to practice this ability, to practice this skill, and then make it something better, and then be able to do that and just enjoy that? So this is how consciousness, when you bring consciousness into your life, you can just start realizing so many things, and you can just change your life step by step, one at a time, training yourself. There is some psychologists, and I love them, that call that reparenting yourself, and that is really, really true. There is, I'll pop the link on the comment below. Yay! Merci, I'll pop the link. So she's called the Holistic Psychologist. She's on Instagram, and she does wonderful posts mainly about reparenting ourselves, and how you can just start being the parent you never had for yourself as an adult. Like this is the main difference between a child and an adult. Many adults now are just grown-up child. They're not truly adults. They keep acting like child. They just repeat what they learn, but they don't know why they're doing them. They just do them because. There is no real reason behind that. And this is, and again, this path of self-awareness, of consciousness, is a path of life, is a path of learning. It is a path of realization, actualization. It's a path where you start becoming more and more who you really are, and you start asking yourself the good question, and you start connecting all the dots and being able to separate the voice in your head that is telling you to do stuff just because, and the other voice that is asking why, and the other voice that just telling no, I really don't want to, or yes, I love to, for no reason, no apparent reason, just because. And you can start separating all of these voices and just acknowledging who they are, what they are, and you can start giving, like creating more space for those different voices, and not only following one because it's something you are used to. If you've been used to follow and obey your parents your whole life, you would want to not ask questions and not doubt anything that is already into place. You don't want to question about traditions and conventions. You just want to fit in. That's what you've been doing your whole life, and I know, I can tell. But if you're completely honest with yourself and you start, as we say, to witness your thoughts, witness who is speaking, witness what's happening, witness your behavior, witness the truth, you just realize that actually me doing that and me wanting that, it's not me. Like deep down I just don't want that. It's just something that I've been taught to do, and that I know that I'd be a good girl if I do that. Where it's not true. It's just something that I've been taught and something I've learned. Like maybe people didn't even taught me that. It's just something that I've learned through anything that I've witnessed and experienced. I just remember that for no reason, just because as a child you just create some connections in your mind, you just learn stuff and just like try to make sense to whatever is happening around you. And then you use that sense as an adult. And it doesn't always make you happy if you don't update these lessons, if you don't try to add more sense to these lessons. Realize that many adults are just living lives based on what they've learned during their childhood. And I don't mean just mathematics and literature. I mean socially. I mean behaviorally. Like they remember, they learned how to behave and how to act, and they just keep repeating that over and over and over again their whole life, even as adults. This is why you just end up with grown-up childs. Really, literally, they're just children with much more power because they're adults and they are allowed to do so many more things. And this is why we've done so many wrong things as well as humanity, because we never learned how to act as adults. And this is just the whole reason why the whole self-help has flourished these past years. This is why so many people are talking about stepping back into your power, getting your power back. It's just all about keep learning how to reparent yourself, learning how to reprogram yourself to be the adult, to be the person you want to be the person you really are, to become the person you are. Does it make sense to you? It is so important because as an adult we have power. We have power over the world. We really decide in which direction we are leading the world. And then if we are not taking this responsibility seriously, we are not leading the world in the right and good direction. We have to do something else. We definitely have to behave differently, think differently, and believe in something different. That starts with self-awareness. That starts with consciousness. That starts with you asking the right questions, asking all the questions, all of them. Just asking yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? What's the reason behind? What do you really want deep down? What would be the best thing that could ever happen to you? What if you grew up in a world, in a society where you were cherished and loved and supported, and all the people truly were surrounding you and telling you, wow, that's amazing, and also, oh, you know, you could do that differently, I can show you how. Just teaching you in a really kind and loving way. Showing you how to act from a place of love and truth and trust and compassion. Imagine you grew up in that world. Who would you be now as an adult? What would you be doing? What would you be thinking about yourself, about the world? You just not feeling good because what you feel within yourself. and what you think and what your reality doesn't add up. We just feel so bad sometimes with no reason, and we can't really say why. And I believe one of the biggest reasons is because deep down we know that it's meaningless. We don't understand, and we know that there is not enough meaning in what we do daily to help us go through it. We need meanings, we need to understand, we need to know. Maybe not all of us, but yeah, big part of us, totally. Just like to know what's happening, just like to understand. And to understand, you need something with meanings. It's much easier. So let's do quickly a short meditation together. Now that we've talked about consciousness, let's experience that. Let's experience this moment of letting go. Let's experience this moment where you can just be. The Tao says there is nothing good and nothing bad. Things just are what they are. You don't have to question anything, you don't have to doubt about anything, you don't have to fear anything, because everything just is. That's all. And then once you learn to live that truth, to live this way, you can just allow yourself to be and never worry about what you are, who you are, because you just are, and that's enough. So this is the next level, but let's let's experience that together. Sit back comfortably on your chair, wherever you are. Release your hands on your lap. Either close your eyes or gaze outside through the window. Whatever feels good to you right now. In any way where you just start to drop everything you've been thinking about. You start to drop your mind, drop your thoughts. Nothing matters right now but you. You are just breathing and being and sitting, and that's enough. You just are here right now, listening to my voice, listening to your heart pounding in your chest. Slower and slower. Listening to your breath. And we're going to take one deep breath in through the nose and release all the air out through the mouth, just to help us let it go a little bit more. And again, breathe in and breathe out loudly. And this feels good. You can feel that you are physically letting go of all the tensions in your body. This is the first step. Releasing physical tensions. And as you release the tension in your body, you start to feel that you are also releasing the tension in your mind, like your mind is really wandering and becoming free. just being there. And you can start to feel the connection between your mind and your body. Because sometimes you'll start to go back to some stressful thoughts. And you will feel instantly that your body is becoming more tense. And you will breathe and release the tension in your body and instantly releasing the tension in your mind. And you can just play with that around. Enjoy the connection. How amazing is that? This really deep connection between the mind and the body. And just being here. And what we want to access is even deeper. We had body, we had the mind. Now we want to access the inner self. Something you barely know, something you barely allow to speak. Something that never speaks up because you're too busy doing whatever else you have to do. You're too busy playing the game. You're not taking the time to be. You are not being who you are. Truly, honestly, you're not entirely true to yourself. You're not entirely yourself all the time, every single day, every single minute of the day. You're not yourself. Not entirely. There's always a time in the day where you are faking. And we all do. And it is safe and it is okay. As long as we are aware of it. And we know that this person is, slightly part of ourselves, but not entirely. And we know that we also have the power to go back to who we are, to go back to expressing who we are. Anytime, we just need to slow down. Slowing down is just the key to go back to who you are. To get in touch. Take some news. Ask yourself, have you been? It's been a while. Long time no see. This moment, if you have a pen, notebook just near you, grab it, start writing how you feel. How are you? It's been a while. What would you like to do? How would you like to be there more? How could you be more involved? How it's safe for you to be more you? Like people will still like you. And if they don't, you can just teach them. Gently show them who you are and show them how compassionate and loving and amazing you are, incredible, kind, smart, funny, all of that. It's safe to you to add more you to your life. It's safe and it is needed. It's definitely needed. Your sanity lies there. You totally need that. If not now, in a few years. Just wait for it. And now that you're meeting yourself, sitting in nice, cozy, warm sofa, you just feel relaxed and happy to be there, like deeply happy. You know, this feeling of contentment. This is really a great place to be. This is really nice, and you are actually a good person. You are really interesting. You really have a good energy. You really have good vibes. You like you, yeah. Nice to see you again. I wish it didn't take so long to get back to you. And just sitting around, closing your eyes or keeping your eyes open, writing down your feelings if you wish, writing down ideas, why not? But you here, like 80% of yourself is just gathering to the core of yourself. And what you're feeling now, it's what I call, and I'm not like I call, but what we call being here, the present moment. From the Tao to Eckhart Tolle and the present moment, there is so many books, philosopher, teachers, spiritual teachers, anybody who's talking about being, entirely being, fully being. And this is what you are experiencing now. You just are. Feel how good it feels to just be. This is it. This is the path to consciousness. Right now, you are experiencing self-awareness at its fullest. And that feels good. That feels so good. And as I finish this video, you can just stay here, spending more time feeling good, or going back to reality, whichever feels better to you right now, whichever feels best. And I'll be leaving you today with this good feeling and this nice talk about consciousness and about being, fully being, entirely being there, being present. This is what I call spending time with yourself. So now that you just are, I send you so much love and light. And I'll see you soon.